What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to the joiners, shout out to the point of view crew, and so that I can maybe get an idea what kind of new people are here, because I just have a feeling. Don't forget to subscribe and like, so I can see. I feel like that'll give me a little skeleton. Anyways, dude, trip out on this, how all these stories connect. Several someones have been asking me for the Parole Officer story. So I'm going to get to it in the video. And when I was thinking about doing that story, I thought, what am I going to do leading up to it? And I started noticing all these stories that I have, all the favorites, how they just connect. In a crazy way. Not only connect, but influence one another. Because the whole reason I even had to move in with the Parole Officer and take over his pad is because something that happened a couple years previous to that. Kind of a trip, bro. Let's get into this one, though. Trip on this. So, I'm absconding among the streets. I have two cousins and an uncle that work for an HVAC air conditioner construction company. And they give me a job, I'm working there. I have another uncle on my dad's side now. These cousins and this uncle's my mom's side. Another uncle on dad's side has a few bucks, and I call him up one day. Tell him, hey, I got a job, but I don't really have a vehicle, a way to get there. I'm thinking hopefully he'll give me a car, which he did. Got the car, which I didn't really need because I was riding to work with my cousins. It wasn't like an issue, but like I took a shot in the dark. Maybe he'll give me a car, you know, proud of me I have this job. Sure enough, he did. It checked out. I got this car. But here's where I messed up, man. When I got out, I hooked up with this chick. She came up with a bright idea to have our pictures taken. Go to a little curbside photographer and you go in there and they pick a little cheesy background and you guys take a photo. We did that. Problem with that though, every cop and parole officer had to copy that picture before the ink was dry. They're sitting in their vehicles like, yep, this is our guy. And how I know that, because I only had the car my uncle got me, which was a badass blue bucket seat Eldorado, for a week before I got pulled over by the cops. And when I went to go give my fake name, which always worked, it didn't work this time. He saw the picture. He knew who I was and he knew who the girl was with me. So boom, busted. Go to jail. When I get out, I end up working for the same company again. Same girlfriend, absconding on parole again. A different motel, again, no car. This motel, like right up the street. And something crazy happened. I happened to call in, not even call in. I didn't go to work on that Friday. And I didn't call, like I said. It was payday. And after work, I was trying to get my check, because I'd worked that week. And they were playing games with me. They're mad that I didn't work and didn't call in. And it's like, look, we expect that out of me, to not show up and not even call. But you're acting very unprofessional. Like, don't lower yourself to my standards. Don't stoop to my level. Don't play games with my money. Pay me like you're supposed to. Be that as it may, I went from my room, my motel room, and me and the old lady took off walking to go by the boss's pad yet once again to try to get my money. As I'm walking, here's how the whole story ties together. The same cop who had busted me before and arrested me and took my shiny new Eldorado is the same cop who passed by me and saw me. He's like, oh, there he is. Absconding again. Picture still up there in his visor. Flips a Yui. Of course, I dip. I smash out, take off running. I'm on a main road, Union Avenue. I decided to dip into the neighborhood. On the corner, there's a construction company. I start jumping these fences. The cop is not jumping fences. He's running parallel. I can see him at first. I'm jumping these fences. Now I can no longer see him. I'm back in the back corner as far as I can go. There's a couple of cars pulled up to the corner, and I get on top of them to climb over. But there's razor wire all around it. I mean, what did I do? I grab it and jump over. You know what I decided to do? I decided to, go the extra mile and highlight the real bad areas of my arm that got affected by the razor wire. Right here. I don't know if you can see it. I got real big, like, cuts. Almost cut my finger off. Right here. My thumb, a big slice. These were the worst ones right here. Two big gashes. One right here. Gash right here. Hardcore razor wire. All freaking cut up bad. And it's weird because when I hit the ground, I was all cut up and I no longer had a hat or one of my shoes. And it's like, how did I lose my hat and shoe in the fall? And where are they? What in the hell? But I'm like, I'm out of it, bro. And I run right here to the street to a good friend of mine. Known him since like 5th grade. I'm in my neighborhood. So I've known this dude since elementary. Of course I have. We're cool. Trip on this though. We went through a period where he wouldn't fuck with me. He wouldn't talk to me because I had this plug. Everyone wanted me to introduce them to this plug I had. I didn't want to do it. Because I learned long ago, it's never even a good idea to start introducing your people to your people. Like, if you have this badass plug, why can't you introduce people, if they want something from them, then go through you. You introduce them, they don't need you no more, and then probably they're going to get together and talk shit behind your back. So just don't introduce people to people, learn that. But he gave me a ride. I needed a ride that day, I needed to go over there, so I took him over there with me. He's excited, we went over there. Now, when you go to this dude's house, you jump through his bedroom window. And when you jump through his bedroom window, you're going to land on a bed that's underneath the window, and that's usually where you're going to sit. On that bed. It's convenient. You jump through the window, boom, you're on the bed. And then there's like a desk and a chair where he sits. And another little chair over here where it's like a lady sits, so she comes in, she's always moving around. Whatever. We jump in, we sit on the bed, and I notice him kind of like moving around. My buddy's like moving around, fidgeting. No one's in the room. They knew we were coming. They knew we were there. They're like, kick back. He's like, I'll be there in a minute. Just relax. So we're in his room sitting there, and my buddy's fidgeting. I was like, what are you doing, bro? And he gets up, and he reaches underneath the bedspread that was covering the bed, and he reaches in, and he pulls out a dildo. He pulls it out and he's like, and he throws it back on the bed and like sits down. And I was like, bro, show some decorum. You don't just come in someone's house and just start moving stuff around. Care if it's a dildo, dog. You gotta put that back where you found it, homeboy. Like he had it there, he comes back, it's here, and it's like, hey, you gonna explain that? Just put it back, bro. So he grabs it and he picks the blanket up and puts it back but then he sat back down on it. And I was like, dog, you didn't have to sit back down on it. And he's like, I'm not sitting on it. I'm like, well, I mean, if you're sitting normally, you would be. Okay, you're not, but you're... Anyways, dude, you handled it different than I would. About that time, dude walked in, and I was almost going to say something. I don't know what dude did, but I decided not to. And dude gave me like a real panic look. And after that, he really wouldn't hang out with me, especially with other people around. If I went to someone's house, he was ready to leave. Because I figured he was like worried I'd like bring it up. Oh! I'd tell you about the time, dude, the other day we jumped through the window and he landed on a pecker, slipped and fell on it. And slipped and fell on it again on purpose when he moved it back. Nah, I mean, I could like dice it 100 different ways and just get my roast on, but I don't know, I didn't. He ended up fucking me for a long time, but now I'm all sliced up and I knock on his door. I go, dog, hide me, please. One shoe, no hat, covered in blood. He's like, go back to my shed, go back to the shed. So we go back to the shed, I'm hiding. And I'm just thinking, fucking, I'm hearing sirens and dog barking. Then he comes back and he's like, no, bro, my lady said you gotta kick rocks. Like, we're having a birthday party and shit. And I go, all right. So I jumped to the back fence. Now I'm in an alley. And then I jump another back fence. And I'm in another backyard. And there's like a big trailer up against this fence. So I had to drag myself under that trailer and I lay there. Again, with the dogs and the barking. I'm laying there thinking I'm gonna get away. I'm laying there looking at this wound mostly. Because it's laid open. I can see the big blue veins. And then this one with my finger. And I'm just thinking, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to go to the hospital? Can I, like, glue them up? I mean, I'm screwed. I'm thinking I'm going to get away. In a couple hours, I'm going to have to need medical attention. Can the homegirls hook me up? Does anyone know, like, stitching? Did they learn that in Girl Scouts? But then I see the gate open. Boom. And I see 8 sheriffs in a row, which is a sight to see. And all of them had their flashlights on. Boom. And there's a dog in front of them. Very impressive sight. Very intimidating. I'm going to go, damn. And they're all trotting towards me at quite a pace. But in the backyard's pretty big. But you can't help but notice that the dog's going faster than them. He's gaining on them. And I was impressed by the leash. I thought it was one of them leashes, like a big old like this. And it like rolls up in there and it's like, and it gives like something. But then it might stop. It'll get gone. And I'm like waiting for it to stop. Like, cool leash. Next thing I know, the freaking dog's under the trailer with me. And I'm not gonna lie, all the bitch comes out and goes, ah! Ah! Sorry, Lillamander, I'm okay. Bro, it didn't hurt because I didn't feel anything because it was so fucking scary. Adrenaline takes over. Pain? Psst. Pain was the least of my worries. What's pain? I'm talking fright and fear. When you're under a trailer, next thing you know, there's a huge German Shepherd in there and he's just, you can smell his breath, his hot breath, and he's just going to town. Now, for a while, I don't know if I crawled out or if he dragged me out or both. But I know that I was prone out on my stomach because that's what they told me to do, and I was going to order every command at this point. And for the longest time, my leg was up in the dog's mouth. Like maybe he was waiting for a command, like, drop it, like, you know, Hinkenstein or something, or whatever. I was trying to think like a funny German word. I used to know a bunch of them. There goes the memory. He dropped the leg. Finally he did. Took me to the hospital. The most worst thing I ever felt in my life is when I had 3 nurses on me. 1 nurse on this arm, 1 nurse on this arm, 1 nurse on my leg, and they were just scrubbing out the things. Scrubbing. It hurt like hell. And you know when you look in their, when someone's doing something like that to you, you look in their eye for mercy. And if it's their job and they have to do it, but they feel bad, they know it hurts, they'll give you a soft smile and they'll give you a twinkle in their eye and they're like, we know it hurts, but honey, but something we have to do. Or they give you a look like, fuck you, we hope it hurts. You tattooed bastard sitting in jail wasting taxpayers' money. Who'd you rip off today? I'm a tax-abiding citizen. I can't stand your kind. I'm glad the dog bit you. Then I go in my room, and I'll never forget how it would transpire next. I'm in a room at a hospital, not handcuffed. I'd had to have plastic surgery on my leg. I'm up, I'm cool. I want to leave. There's nothing keeping me there. There's a phone! Huh? Call my lady. I'm putting a plan together. Come pick me up, come get me. And she shows up with a clavo. And I go, a clavo? I was like, I don't want this. I was like, I want to leave. Why didn't you bring me some clothes? I asked you to bring me some clothes. You're being clavo. She's like, babe, we're going to figure it out. Like, no, let's figure it out now. She's like, we'll have to leave. My ride's waiting for me. You have a ride? Take me with you. Let's go. Get me out of here. She's like, see, this is why we fight all the time, don't get along, get mad over stupid stuff. Stupid stuff like what? Freedom? Little punk-ass freedom. All right, fine. Fuck it. I'll go do my violation. I'll run with this clavo. You want to watch? Free go? Humiliate me full blast? Fine. Dip out then. See you in 6 months. I'm not going to hear from you. When did my violation? Bigger and shit she got with a freaking dude that night, maybe the next night, sometime that week. It was very, very quickly how I know, because when I got out in 6 months and she was big and pregnant, I had no idea whose kid it was, because I got busted June 3rd, and like she's kicking back a homeboy like on June 5th. And it's like, who's going to fucking slice and dice that DNA? There's not a scientist alive on the earth that could be like, nope, it's his kid. With like 48-hour time difference and shit. No way. You're just going to have to figure that out later, man. So, be that as it may. And I got out and she said it was my kid. I had questions and comments and concerns. I chose to just like save for later. Just like around with it. I guess I'm naive. Not as naive as I used to be. Sure was naive then because I thought she had chosen me because you know why he wasn't out. Then he got out and she's like, I feel like I owe him a conversation. I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what that's going to sound like. That's the conversation I'd imagine. And sure enough, she's hanging out with him. Now I find myself in a freaking third-party situation. Worst situation you want to be in. But I handled it like a straight iceberg slim and said, hey, trip on this. Go be with him, cheat on him with me, instead of being on me, on me. You can be on me like every other Friday whenever he gets mad. But go be with him, and then when you guys fight, come see me. Instead of being with me and cheating on me with him, and I'm the dummy, he's going to be the dummy at least. If one of us is going to be a dummy, he's going to be the dummy, and you know where I live. Come fucking holler whenever he gets mad or pissed off. And that's how it went down. And I didn't even care it. I didn't even trip on it. And I have bought her some, and there was a lot of fucking tension going back and forth. He'd watch my house with binoculars. He would leave long notes on my door. We would talk shit over the phone. And this is like a while. I want to say 6 months, but I wasn't out that long. So it had to be like a month. But sure was a long month. It seemed like 6 months, like 60 days maybe. So we were like arguing and fighting. The tension was real. The tension was thick. What really finally made it happen was she came to my pad one day, and I bought her a lot of nice clothes and stuff, some jewelry and things, but I didn't let her take them. I'm not going to give you this nice stuff to go fucking wear and look nice for him. It's a pill. Drop that shit at your feet. I'm going to put it away and fucking wash it, and then you'll have it when you get back here, and you can wear whatever fucking, I don't know, fucking Wranglers and fucking type shit you have over there. I was going to try to get some examples of some fucking clothes. I don't even know, because I only know good shit. Whatever. Be that as it may. So we're arguing, and I had a backpack. And I was just stealing all the stuff there. You can leave. I said, I don't want nothing else to do with you. You take all these clothes, you take all the jewelry. And I even had some shirts that were too big for me. And this guy, he's like 5'9", 200, 210, buff, a big-ass dude. Bunch of people are scared of him. I'm not. Not at all. And there are people I'm scared of, just not him. He just don't do it for me. Just not scared of this fucking cat. At all. But I had some clothes someone had given me. They were like too big for me. So I went through those in the backpack. I'm like, you can give him these clothes. I ain't tripping. And she's calling her dad for a ride. I said, have your dad pick you up at the Mexican restaurant across the street. Because, like, no one liked me. Her family don't like me. Oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be my enemy. That last note was not good. Hold your sympathy. Everyone wants to be my enemy. And I don't give a fuck. Fuck him in the neck. Tell your daddy to pick you up at the Mexican food restaurant because I can't know where I live because they all want to fucking do me in. What do you think she did? Told him where I lived. Next thing I know, I look out in my front yard and I see her dad and one of his homeboys. And her dad's a straight gangster. He's like 10 years of Folsom. He's like swastikas tattooed on his face. Straight fucking homeboy. So, I see him in the front yard and him with one of they got bats. And they're in my front yard and shit. So I'm standing right here. I have something looks like similar to this. I could see them through a window next to my door, and I could see her in my room, and she's sitting down like on the couch. And I was like, hey, if they kick in my door, because they went and popped the tires on my car, and they're coming up on my porch like they're gonna kick my door. And I said, if they kick in my door, the first person I'm gonna stab is you. And she jumped out my window, which I didn't see. I wish I would have. It had to take dexterity. Jumped out the window because it's not even correct. Anyway, jumped out the window, and all that remained were her flip-flops. She left them right there, flip-flops right there. So I'm sure she jumped out of her shoes by accident. Anyway, you could have figured that out. So I guess apparently they did meet at the Mexican food restaurant after all. Be that as it may. I left, and she has more nerve than a broken tooth. She has the audacity. She has the fucking nutsack to come to my pad and finesse my roommate. Say, hey, Splinter has a backpack for me, filled up all kinds of shit. It looks like this, and this big. Go find him by the door if you just kindly grab it. He's not knowing. He didn't give a fuck. He's a stoner. She's like, whoa, he's like Spagoli from Fast Times at Richmond High. Is the pizza here? So he gives her the backpack. Excuse me. And she dips, and I come home, and I'm livid. Because they got over on me. They got over, dude. They got the backpack. So, I know she has a court order drug program. I'm going to go to it tomorrow. So I show up at that drug program because I'm going to confront her. But what happened was, I'm standing there waiting. He dropped her off. That guy dropped her off. And as he's driving down the street, he sees me. And he pulls over and runs across the street. And I hear, oh, you want to see a picture of me that time period? Here I am. There's me and Tom Tom. There's me that time period. This is probably like about a week prior to all this happening. Right there. They're split dizzle. Tom Tom gave me the ride there. He's a tattoo artist and Mad Dog Tattoo at the time. So, he gave me a ride there to get my stuff. I hear, and this big dude, 5'9" and 210, why didn't he creep up? I would have. If I saw my enemy, bro, I would have crept up real quiet and just been like, yak him. I would have just aimed it and just planted it, and it would have been a cheap shot, and I would have fucking unloaded, planted the foot, twisted, pivoted, fucking everything, dude. Not clumsy fucking all fucking oompa loomp. And he tackles me and he grabs me instead of punching me in the noggin and knocking me down. He's like wrestling me. And I got this knife in my pocket, so I just pull it out like this and I stand there while he's wrestling me. And someone says, he has a knife. And he heard that. And fucking he let go of me and went to go run. And he tripped and fell. And I turn around and he's on the ground. And I was like, snarf, snarf, sucks to be you. Twice in the back. Once in the back of the leg. And you know the one that hurt him the worst? The once in the back of the leg. Me and Tom Tom split. I end up getting busted a day later. No, a day later. Come on, Chris, where's your head at? A couple hours later, I ended up getting busted. I went to this chick's Amber's house, and no one knew about it. Someone knew about it, came and got me. Go to jail. Now, this is how this is all connected, because when I get out from that, I absconded on parole right away. I was doing pretty good. I moved in with my mom. The fallout there was, I went and got myself a yellow VW Bug, bought off this dude for $2,500 that I saved up. I was in the pen, and he left his wallet in there. Big old thick fat wallet, all these credit cards and shit, a little bit of cash. And I was like, score, my mom saw it. She grabbed it, she's like, you can take his wallet back? I was like, what? It's like, no! Am I gonna take his wallet back? Take his wallet to homeboys and fucking crack the code and get fucking shoved, what? And she's like, you haven't changed? I go, yes, I have. I'm gonna go look for a job tomorrow and talk to my processor. I just want to hit this one of the liquid wallets. Like, got dropped at our feet. And so she was mad about that. And then she's mad, so I couldn't live there. And then I quickly found out, you know what happened? Beef that was after me. Because I had paroled, I'd caught a stabbing. And what happened with the stabbing was I beat it in court. I stabbed him 3 times in public in front of all kinds of people, and all kinds of people told on me. But some people said I was Mexican. Some people said I was white. Some people said I stabbed him from the ground. Some people said I jumped him with 2 guys. Some people said 3 guys jumped me. Sometimes I did. Some people said I did it from here. Some people said he stabbed me even. So it was too crazy. You can't have all these eyewitnesses with too many crazy stories. They all have to correlate, and they didn't. Plus, the courts knew I was on parole. I'm going to do a year flat anyway. So they just gave me a misdemeanor brandishing a weapon. But it kind of pissed them off because when I got out, they were on me. Like, watch that fucking fool. He just slipped through the cracks on a fucking stabbing. Got only a misdemeanor on it. He should have a strike on his record. Watch him. Gave my record a beef at. Bakersfield Felony Apprehension Team. Not everyone has their record. They don't have come on, Splinter. They don't have everyone's record. But when they do, it's like motherfucking Dog the Bounty Hunter having the record. They're coming for you. They talk to people you've seen 6 years ago. Someone 6 years ago will call you Hey, Splinter, what's up? I'm like, damn, dog, what's up, my boy? Talk to you. He's like, yeah, I got married, a couple kids, started a company. But anyway, the cops came looking for you. I'm like, damn. And this is someone you met yesterday. Hey, Splinter. I'm like, hey, this is that fucking redhead, freckle-faced dude I met at the gas station? Yeah, what's up? Cops came looking for you. Like, damn. They know everybody. On you like a cheap suit. And I couldn't go anywhere. Everywhere I went, they're like, the cops were just here looking for you, BFAT. There's on me, because I was absconding on parole. And the last crime I did was a stabbing. And I basically got away with it. It's like, we don't think so, not on our watch. So they're like one step behind me. There's nowhere I can go. Then I literally go to a homeboy's mom's house, hopefully I'm looking for him. Hoping he might have got out, which he did get out. And I was walking to the store to get homeboy's mom some gas for her car with a fucking old gallon of milk. That's to the curb I was, because my hustle was dead. I had nothing going on because the cops are just looking for me. Time's ticking away. Homeboy, he is out. He picks me up. He's like, we're cruising and shit. He's got the sling in the bag. He shows me some love. And he's like, dog, I got this motel over here. You're not going to believe it. There's a parole officer there. Because the parole office department was right down the street from this drug motel. And this parole officer was a drug expert and drug addiction specialist. And he did the STAR program, meaning he get a lot of dirty tests in the parole department. Then takes 8-hour class at the STAR program, the parole department, with his drug specialist parole teacher, which is him, which since he's a specialist in drugs, he's curious. What do they feel like? I know everything about him by the book, but why do I keep seeing these people come back? What's the draw? How good are they? He starts getting curious. Goes to this drug addict motel, asking people around, more than happy to help him. I meet him and he's all spun out. He's like, shit, what's your story? I'm like strung out of heroin. He's like, I'm curious about that too. He's like, I'm an alcoholic. He gives me his number. I fucking write it down and I put it in one of these. I used to wear these. I almost filled out a wristband like this. I used to cut these open and put my dope in it. I put the wristband. I gotta hurry, man. It took too long in other stories. It might have to be a part 2. Fuck it. So I was spaced it, dude. And I was at my homeboy's house, and yet again, he's like, Lee, dog, cops are here for yesterday. I'm walking, and I find that number, I call it. It just so happened he was out of work for a week. And he calls me and says, fucking, and I call him, come pick me up. And I go to his house, it's a mess. I tell him it's a nice house. I go, dude, clean your pad up. This is disgusting, bro. And I took his pad over. That's what convicts do. Look, when you got a pen, you're not going to really have a job or the credit to go get a house, rent something, but you need a house. So you find some weak-minded individual, you can take their pad over. I'm sorry, that's what people do. That's how they have houses. Take them from somebody. So my mindset was to take the pad over, and I did. I took his car over. I took his credit card. Every day I'd buy a gallon of milk at Walmart with his credit card and then return it, get the cash, $90. $90 daily is dope. OD'd him twice. Let me just tell you how I do OD'd him. Then I'm at the end of the video, man. Fucking do a part 2 later. This is supposed to be about him, the parole officer, and it fucking went too long. Bro, in the morning time, I went to go score 20. My connection didn't have it. Only gave me like a dime. I came back. I didn't want to share with the dude. And he was pissed off. But dude, we got a little bit. I'm going to get it, and you can take care of you later. Then I remembered I had a bunch in my closet I forgot about. I was like, dude, wait, I can share with you. So I took that. I was like, I'm going to give you all this. Are you cool? But I had given him a little bit off my dime, which he felt. And lied and said he didn't because he wanted more. OD'd him. He was out. So I just started beating on him, slapping his face, calling my homeboys, like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Put ice up his butthole, and I'm like, well, fucking rest in peace to this dude. Fuck. He woke up with like 2 black eyes. He's like, dude, never beat me like that again, man. He had to go to work to the parole office with fucking black eyes. 22 minutes, just like I thought. And it was pretty fucking gnarly. I OD'd him again later, after that. But the whole point being, it ended up getting raided. His fucking house ended up getting raided. I lived there like 2 months. I had him strung out like a research monkey. I was shooting him up every morning with heroin before he go to the parole office. I took his car, took his phone, I took his credit card and his checks, and he went out of town for fucking Thanksgiving for a week, and I rented his bedroom out for a week to my homeboy for $200. I was getting tremendous mileage out of it. And it was just grand. And then the fucking cops raided because only like 2 people knew about it, dude. Man, loose lips sink ships, and what the fuck's with all these loose lips and all these sunken ships, homeboy? Because damn, how come I can't have a little fucking squat pad like and shit and post up somewhere without someone telling, dude? Sure enough, they did. Kicked the door in. I proned out. I told him, don't let him in, homeboy. And he's a big old dude. He was like fighting the door, and they came in and beat his ass. They took my clothes, put me in a suicide suit. So they had to use my clothes for crime scene. I thought they were going to plant DNA evidence on me because they're mad because I took down one of their own. They said, where'd you meet him at? I said, an NA meeting. And there were syringes and shit in this fucking room and everything. He had check marks. He was all strung out. I strung out your fucking drug teacher and took his pad over. What? So, that was a little tiny bit of a flex. I mean, in the underworld, huh? All the people with the positive energy and the fucking rehabilitation people and the people who are all about sobriety are all, boo, that's no flex. Underworld's all, yeah, flex. Anyway, but that's the main, man. So, moved in his pad, and he got raided. And fucking, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to cut the string and let it fly. You know what kind of fucked up is, like I said, this whole video is Supposed to be about Parole Officers stringing them out. And by the time I got to him, I had like not much time left because they're 25-minute videos. You know what I mean? And so, like, I got to cut a little time short, but maybe I'll touch on it later. But we're gonna go coffee time with Splinter tomorrow in the AM. Hope you guys are feeling that. And yeah, I'm cutting string. Let it fly. I hope it's good for you. It's good for me. Hit me up for a Point of View Crew shirt, and I hope I tickled your feather or tickled you with a feather. I hope you got something out of the Parole Officer thing. We can talk about it more. Anyway, cut string. Let it fly. Peace.